You see where I'm at right now. Right now, I'm where the money being made at. 80-hour work weeks. We still pushing hard. We still grinding. And we still making our dreams come true on this YouTube stuff. We still been grinding on YouTube every day. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you more than just what's behind me. Literally. I'm literally at work right now. As we speak, I'm getting a load. And I'm still recording this YouTube video just to show you guys that you don't have an excuse, okay? You don't have an excuse to not chase your dreams outside of work. You don't have an excuse to not post content when you said you was gonna post YouTube videos so that way you could grow your channel, right? You said you wanted to make some money outside of your work schedule, right? You said you wanted to do your 9 to 5 but then go home and build your 5 to 10, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go home and not just be tired from work, but if you're gonna be tired, at least make it worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? I always say that if you're gonna cry for something, at least cry to win. Don't ever cry to be a loser. And it's the same thing with working these 80-hour work weeks and grinding, working hard, right? I just use myself for an example, bro. I could have simply not uploaded today. It's already like dang near 10 o'clock at night. I could have just said, you know what, I'll just record tomorrow. I'll upload tomorrow and put it off to the next day. But you know why I didn't do that? Because it's gonna build up a habit in my mind that I can always push stuff off to the next day and procrastinate. And procrastination is what's gonna kill your success, right? So instead of doing that, what did I do? I hooked up my equipment to do my job. And then guess what else I hooked up? This microphone right here, right? So that way I could give myself the content that I need to post. You see, I look at you guys and my YouTube channel as a privilege. Everybody in this world doesn't have the freedom and the chance to come work this job like I have and to record YouTube videos and upload videos and make money from it. Everybody in this world isn't so fortunate. So for me to waste my blessing and not perform at the highest level is disrespectful, because it could have been me that was homeless. It could have been me that was born into war. It could have been me that was born with a mental disability or without the functionality of my limbs. But God blessed me with a lot of great gifts in life. And so I'm thankful. And that's why I want to show up as hard as I can for myself and for my future every day that God blessed me to get another chance to. So without further ado, welcome to my channel, family. I always post motivating content about how you can hustle and how you can be successful in life, how you can make money and how you can grow your future. So if you like content like this, it's free and it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe and like the video. So that kind of leads me into my first point, which is going to be, don't procrastinate. Procrastination is your #1 enemy when it comes to being successful and reaching your personal goals. You don't have to be a YouTuber. Your goal could be, I want to go to work, and then after that, I want to go study in school. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to school. Or it could be like, I want to learn how to play piano. I want to learn how to trade stocks. Whatever your goals are, just because you have a job, it doesn't mean you get to be lazy and get off work and not reach your goals. If you say you want to get into the gym, right? But then every time you go to work and you get off, you just go jump in the bed. How are you ever going to get in shape? You won't, right? It's not going to be easy. But just because it's not easy doesn't mean it's not doable, because there's other people who've done it too. So what's your excuse? You don't have one. It's the point I'm trying to get you to understand. Especially if you're young like me. I'm only 23 years old. And I'm well off in life. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that in perspective for you. But that leads me to my next point, which is stop being anxious about your future. Stop worrying so heavily about your future. Because I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter how hard you work. The person who you leave all of your wealth to, once you get rich, they could be a complete fool. Your kids could turn out to be fools. And once you're dead, they're not even going to remember you, and they're going to take everything that you even worked hard for in your life. And you won't have anything to do about it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to do nothing about it. So I need you to take a second and just think about how blessed you are right now. Stop stressing about what you don't have and be grateful for what you do have. so that way you cannot be robbed of the joy of all of the great blessings that you have today, right? If I sat here and worried about what I don't have, the fact that I'm still paying rent, right? The fact that I don't have a paid off home, or my car isn't paid off, or I'm not 180 pounds like I would love to be in the best shape of my life right now. If I worried about all that, it would rob me of the fact that I still have a roof over my family's head that I provide by coming to this job at one of the highest paying careers in the United States, right? Truck driving. And I have a car that gets me there reliably every single day that I have the privilege of paying a note on, which I can afford because I have a job, right? It's so much to be thankful for when you put it in perspective that you got to stop saying, oh, because I don't have, I don't. Think about what you do have. I'm grateful because I have this, I do this, and I'm going to get there. The truth of the matter is you're going to get to your goals. So stop worrying so heavily about it in the first place. Because what's that going to do for you? It doesn't matter how many houses you build. It doesn't matter if you have a beautiful woman and a side chick. It don't matter if you got all the money in the world. At the end of the day, you're no better than a donkey. Because guess what? The same way a donkey gonna end up dead, you're gonna end up dead, bro. Because we're all gonna die, right? So why are you worried about claiming all these earthly possessions so much and letting that be the ultimate purpose and ultimate ruler in your life? The ultimate satisfaction in your life should be to serve God and to love God with all of your heart, because there's no greater thing but then to enjoy the gifts that He's given you. But the gifts that He's given you and the blessings that He's blessed you with does not need to be the ultimate priority of your life. Let God Himself and Him alone be your full focus and your full heart's desire. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example, right? If you've ever bought anything and like in the beginning you were very excited, right? You got so excited when you bought something for the first time, but then after a while it's like that excitement faded, right? It went away. It wasn't as fresh anymore. That's just because it doesn't matter how many things you get in this life, the materialistic things don't satisfy you, because you're more than a dollar sign. You are a spiritual being, and your spirit is you. You know what I'm saying? You need to be satisfied by something else outside of what this world can offer, and that's God. And only God can give you that. So I feel like you should really focus more on that. You know what I'm saying? And that leads me into my third and final point, which is when you work in these 80-hour weeks, don't forget to make time for the Lord. I love God with all my heart, and by no means am I perfect, but I do want to eliminate the things in my life that separate me from Him. I don't want to purposely get away from the Lord, whether it be money separating me from Him, this job separating me from Him, whatever it may be. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because God is the only thing that's going to give you rest. When you work in these 80-hour weeks and you feel like you ain't getting no type of rest, the only rest that you can get sometimes and dependably get no matter what is God, is the presence of your Father. I can't tell you how many times I have sat there and I could not go to sleep. My mind's just running a million places, right? I really need to get my rest, but I can't get rest for whatever reason. My mind is just going 100 miles per hour. And then I open my Bible, start reading or start praying for maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, and instantly I'm asleep, and I sleep so good. It's the best sleep I've ever got. Why is that? It's just like a child. When a child is so comfortable in the presence of their parents and their father that they literally can just come fall asleep in their parents' arms. And that's sometimes what you have to do. Sometimes you have to get rest just in the Lord, because these 80-hour work weeks are going to drain you. It's going to pay off, and I do recommend that you push yourself to be the best that you can be and work as hard as you can while you're young, so that way you can provide for your family, because there's no greater thing that you can do than to be a good provider for your family that you created, right? But at the same time, you're not a robot. So use the tools that God has given you. Use God as rest. And that's really all I got to say. I need to encourage somebody today, and I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to help you out. If you like more content like this, check out my other videos. I always upload hustling, motivating, and loving content to you guys. So yeah, without further ado, I ain't got nothing else to say. We gone.